Are you ready for an important new development? Then get ready to meet a leader and authority who is taking us into the 21st century. You won't want to miss this. Come on along for a special edition of Heartbeat of the City.
This is Heartbeat of the City, the television show that focuses on professionals and CEOs who are making news in science, medicine, and business.
For over 5 years, our show has aired coast to coast and has spotlighted more than 500 leaders and innovators who are impacting the lifestyles of their cities.
Today, we bring you a special edition of our show that takes a look at one such innovator.
It was earlier in this century when women first got the right to vote, and ever since they've come a long way, not only in the voting booth, but also in the workplace. You can tell by the way she looks, and especially the way she dresses, which is all part of a $50 billion business called the fashion industry. And I'm here at a company called Branford Place, which markets and produces garments under the designer label of Taryn DeChellis. This is Cary Nadler, who is the CEO of the company. Cary, this is a relatively small business in a giant industry. What is your niche in this business?
Well, we focused in on the working woman who also has a family, and a family is also part of her work. The clothes that we design, manufacture, are multi-purpose. A woman can wear them into her workplace, as well as going out into the evening, as well as at her home.
Is there a way to define your look?
I think our look could best be defined by saying it's a 1940s inspired classic look of clothing that's been updated for a woman of the 1990s as well as a woman for the year 2000.
In other words, the Katharine Hepburn of today?
Well, interestingly enough, my wife and the designer for the company, Taryn, background is in film and motion picture. After spending 12 years in the Hollywood industry, right, she's now a fashion designer.
So you're creating the look here for the woman of the new millennium as well, of course.
Yes, we are.
What do you think the woman of the year 2000 and beyond is going to wear?
Well, we'd have to ask Taryn that question, but I think if any of us were to project what the woman of the year 2000 would be wearing, I think it would be a Taryn DeChellis look, a soft-suiting look that allows a woman flexibility, practicality in terms of her choice, filling her wardrobe full of multi-purpose clothing.
Thanks very much, Cary. Branford Place is a place where imagination, style, and artistry all come together to create the look of the woman of the new millennium.
What you have just seen was an actual segment that appeared on a recent Heartbeat of the City television show.
It was an important segment to our viewers.
So we went back to get the rest of the story, and here it is.
To find out more about this intriguing business of the fashion industry, we've decided to extend our visit here at Branford Place, and we are now joined not only by Cary Nadler, who is the CEO, but also by his wife, who is the designer, Taryn DeChellis. Taryn, let me ask you, where you get your ideas for your designs?
As far as the designs themselves, I've always loved the 1940s. I love the silhouette of it. It's an hourglass figure, but what we've done is update it for the modern woman. And so it has the detailing of that period, but which is what women are attracted to now. It doesn't look like a typical jacket.
When you say update something for the modern woman, what does that really mean? It's like modernizing a car. You're modernizing a fashion.
If it was back then, it would mean you'd be completely cinched in, big bust, large hips, and large shoulders.
Right.
It's more where you feel comfortable in it, where it's soft here, and we've brought the whole silhouette outward so that you feel the hourglass look in looking visually at the person, but you're comfortable to work, to think about what you're doing. You're not conscious of that you have clothes on and you're being restricted by your clothes, but you look fabulous.
You know, Cary, explain to me, one of the things you do in a lot of your clothes is you have elasticized waistbands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why is that?
The reason we chose elastic waistbands was it's actually a dual purpose. First of all, it allows us to fit women in more than one size.
Right.
As a woman might grow a half of an inch or an inch, the clothes will grow with her. She's not restricted to a single waistband like you'd find on a jean. The other purpose to doing that was we sell our clothing in extra small through extra large. It's 5 sizes only. Other manufacturers might do 7 to 9 sizes. We are actually covering that entire size scale range by putting elastic waistbands in.
As you explained, it's comfort. A woman can go out and have a nice dinner and not feel like she's stuffed into her clothes as she's going to leave, right?
Correct.
How important has your motion picture, your work in the motion picture industry been in this end of the business?
It gave me an awareness, again, a lot about period clothing, but it also, I've been around women for so many years and through the stores for so many years. So I got to see what looks good on women, what they like, what they would love to have, but it wasn't out there. And it gave me the opportunity to think what is needed in the market. And that's where we're doing soft suitings where nobody else is doing what we're doing.
And also this look of the 1940s. Why did you think that was a great area to specialize in?
It's in my blood.
And it's glamour, and it was a time of innocence. It was a time of beauty. It was a romantic era.
You know, as I pointed out before, Cary, this is a huge industry. It's very competitive. Is it tough for a small, relatively small business to be successful in this industry?
I think it's more of a challenge than it is tough. We are all on an equal playing field. We all have access to the same materials. It's what you do with the materials. Being a totally vertical manufacturer, where we take our fabrics, cut them, and sew them, quality control them, complete control within our company itself. I think we have a bit of an upper hand on a lot of other garment manufacturers. Our supplies come from all over the world, but at the same time, we're notified on a daily basis from Europe, from Japan, if any new developments are happening in the fashion industry.
Taryn, explain to me the importance of fabric and how important fabric is with regard to the designs that you eventually create.
Well, I've always felt when a woman goes into a store, the first thing that attracts her is fabric, the texture of the fabric, the color of the fabric, how it feels on. And then on top of that, what she's going to be looking for is the styling of it, and the fit is really important.
Do fabrics inspire you?
Yes, very much so. If you look at a palette of fabric and you're seeing the blues and the greens in one and the ochres in another, and it's like you're starting to paint a picture with them.
So it really is an important part. Explain to me, Cary, the manufacturing process that you go through. How does this work?
Well, basically, it's a 5-step process. It starts with design with Taryn. After the collection is put together, it then goes to our sales force. We obtain our orders from. After the orders are obtained, we then bring the fabric back to our company for our production work, which includes cutting, sewing, and the finalization process of quality controlling the garments. And then comes step 4, which is distribution. And throughout all those processes is the overall process of administration of the company. And the administration process encompasses each and every one of the 5 steps.
So all of your garments are marketed under your name, right?
Yes,
Taryn
it is.
DeChellis?
Taryn DeChellis.
And where are these garments sold? Where are they found?
We distribute exclusively to boutiques only throughout the country. We don't sell to department stores or to chain or multiple stores. We decided to do this at the inception of the company. It was part of our business plan, our mission plan. And the reason we chose that was the obvious. It would limit our financial exposure in the event something happened to one of our customers. As our customer foundation continues to increase, we protect each and every one of our customers as if their territory is, they can only find the Taryn DeChellis product in their specific area, in their specific boutique. We're currently exploring exporting to Asia and to Europe.
Very interesting. What's the price point of your clothing designs?
Price point, our jackets range between $90 and $120 at wholesale price. Our bottoms, which are our skirts and our pants, wholesale between $55 and $65. Our blouses, such as these, are in the $57 to $59 range. We do a dress collection also, which is between $90 and $99. All very affordable price points for all European, all imported textiles to be the raw material from which we manufacture the clothes from.
very interesting. Where did you get your background to get in this business?
Well, my dad being a scenic artist, I've been around the arts since I was born. Started working with fabrics and with paint since I was like 5 years old. From there, my whole schooling was in art, and from art I went into theater. And in theater I was a costume designer, and from theater went into film for 12 years and was a costume designer and such. And from there decided I really wanted to do my own line of clothing, and here we are.
Can you give me some clue as to what the woman of the year 2000, which we're rapidly approaching, what she's going to be dressing, what she'll look like? What's your input on that? As husband and wife look at each other and say, well, I have no idea.
We both believe that the Taryn DeChellis look is a timeless look. It's a classic look, and we really believe that this type of clothing will be for the woman of the millennium, of the year 2000. As new advancements take place, into new fibers, new yarns, new developments through technology, the women will be able to benefit from that because we will incorporate those new textiles into our collections.
You were explaining something about what Taryn is wearing right now. This is a fabric that actually comes from wood?
Yes, this is a fabric called Tencel, which is actually it's a environmentally safe rayon. Tencel is it's not a generic name, it's a trademarked name. Mm-hmm. And Tencel is used for, not only for tops, we use it for our bottoms also. And it is slowly but surely taking over the rayon niche in the textile market. It uses a special finishing process called an enzyme wash, which gives you the sculptured look of what this particular jacket.
It's got a nice sheen, a very nice look to it. I mean,
that's part of the actual yarn.
And it's soft, and that's what women really love, that it's soft, but yet it's a jacket, and it feels comfortable, and they feel that they can think and do what they need to be doing.
Do you wear your own designs?
I'm too busy working. But when we go out, yes, I feel good in them. It makes me feel special, and we have a lot of women that say the same thing. And we feel like we're affecting women's lives where they said, I never thought I could feel this good. And they really enjoy wearing our clothes.
Let me ask you one other question, quick question. Why are clothes in general so expensive?
Well, we don't feel our clothing is expensive. We feel that the clothing from Taryn DeChellis and from Branford Place is very affordable clothing. We've maintained our price point since the very beginning of the company in 1991. We've never raised our price points. Mm-hmm. As labor costs have increased, minimum wages have increased, we've always been subject to these price increases, including the material increase in prices. But we felt that the consumer doesn't have to suffer from that type of economic situation. So we've kept our price points the same. And we felt that the working woman, as well as the woman at home, would be able to afford our clothing and continue to come to Taryn and to Branford Place in order to fill her closet with the multitude of designs and textures and fabrics which Taryn creates for us.
I know you create a lot for the working woman. Do you create really basically, though, for all women? Or is it true that you are confining, to a specific area?
We have a certain look as far as what we do. Mm-hmm. We can't compete as far as doing sportwear, mm-hmm. doing play clothes, but we feel the type of clothes we do create here, that you can funk it down as far as the type of shoes you wear or the socks you wear or how you do your hair up. It's not a conservative type of look. So even where maybe some people during the day want to wear just their t-shirts and jeans, maybe other people want to throw one of our jackets on with their jeans.
Very interesting indeed. Thank you very, very much. So there you have it, some inside information on this intriguing industry called the fashion business. Now back to you in the studio.
And there it is, a timely report that represents some of the new developments that impact life in the 90s.
It was another focus of Heartbeat of the City. See you next time.
When we appear again on your television screens with more stories that are the heartbeat of your city.